Happy early New Year and welcome to the show. I'm very excited today. We're chatting with a very special guest from OSME Perfumery, Maurice Locke, who is the CEO there, and he's hails from Jamaica.
Yes, Montego Bay.
You come from a business niche background, and perfume is your passion and your hobby. It smells delicious in the studio right now, guys. I just have to tell you that. So we're going to chat a little bit about what prompted you to open up your business here in South Florida, all the great things you've been doing,
Okay.
of course, how COVID has affected you. But did I get your bio right? Any highlights that I missed from there?
No, I think you got it right.
Okay, good. And how was your holiday?
It was beautiful. I relaxed for the whole time, and we had a day that we didn't have to open, so we just took that day just to do nothing.
Nice.
Just
And
to
do you guys
spend
have
some-
any kids? Did you have to do the whole Santa thing?
No.
Okay, that's nice. That's very good. And I'm sure you were very busy because perfume is a popular gift for the holidays.
Yes, it is. We were very busy. Really can't complain.
Yeah. So I've always been more of like a signature scent kind of person. I know we're going to talk a little bit about that. You've brought a ton of different ones for us to smell today. But what sparked this passion in perfume? Tell us a little bit about what business you were in before and how you ended up opening a perfume shop in the middle of Wynwood.
Okay. So my first businesses here in Miami was called mbexquisitejewelry.com. So while it was a successful business, it wasn't a passion. It was something that I found a little niche for and wanted to explore, if we could actually make a little bit of money by doing it, but it wasn't a love. So it was pretty much selling engagement rings. It was a drop shipping company.
Okay.
So I've actually never up until this day, I haven't seen the jewelry, because drop shipping is, for example, you make the jewelry, I would actually sell it, but I would send you an email and you would ship my product to my customer. So that's how the whole drop shipping thing came about, which started from a school project.
Okay, that's very cool.
So it actually worked out for a couple of years.
And then what made you switch over to the perfumes?
So when I switched from that company, then we went and we did something called thehousedecorator.com, which was selling house decor.
Okay.
Again, it was a successful business, but it wasn't something that was a passion. So all this time, my hobby in perfumes were, I was collecting a whole bunch of stuff. And one day, me and my girlfriend we were at this perfumery in New York. And I was, telling the gentleman that I want something unique. So he was like, look, you're not going to get that here. You have to go to this specific perfume shop, which we did. And when I went, my eyes were open to niche perfumes. So at the time, I used to wear the Dolce & Gabbanas, the Gucci's, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I didn't really understand what niche was. So a niche perfume company is a company that they don't make anything else but perfume. So while you have your Gucci's and your Pradas and your Yves Saint Laurents, which they make perfume as an extension of their portfolio, but they're not an expert in making that particular product. And as a matter of fact, those big companies would go to some of the smaller companies and actually hire the perfumer behind their products, behind the niche products, to make a dumbed down version that they would actually mass market. So niche is a whole different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in your store, you have a variety of perfumes in price range. It's not like just because you don't go with Gucci or like one of the ones you've heard of, you have to spend an outrageous amount. Sure, yes, you've got the finest of the finest.
Yep. Yes.
But people can go into your store and get something as well, reasonably priced, that's still very unique.
True. We have travel sets for like $58. We have a few 30 ml bottles for like $40. We have bottles for 100, which is the same that you would actually pay for a Gucci or Prada. But what really differentiates the niche and indie perfumes that we sell from the typical is they have more oils. So the typical Gucci or Prada might have from 3% oils to maybe 12% oils. Whereas what we sell in the store, most of what we carry start from around 20% and it goes to 44. So it lasts a lot longer on your skin.
Yeah.
Better blended, more natural, less synthetics.
Yeah.
And a lot of the brands do have like a very rich history. Just this one right here is called Eight and Bob. This is one that the formulation is from 1937.
Wow.
And if you Google John F. Kennedy's perfume, that is the same thing that comes up. So these perfumes have a long, rich history that I think, everyone should try to identify with something that they truly love. So not just go with what the trend is.
Yeah.
Because perfumes are separated into different genres. You have woody oriental, gourmand, frigère, chypre, all these different funky names that if you were drinking liquor, not everyone likes rum, not everyone likes vodka, not everyone likes bourbon. Different people like different things, and that's why there's a long list of different styles of perfume. So we kind of help to find that special perfume for someone who is looking for something a little bit different.
Yeah. I really liked, so I came into your store with my friend Georgette because she knew a friend of yours there, and it just really feels like a fun place that is approachable. But I also felt that I was transported kind of like back into, I don't know, in those shows in Europe, like in London, you see them on TV and how they were made, like kind of old school and like with all the bottles there. And then you're like in this little shop. So it's just a super cute thing. And you guys survived through COVID.
Yes.
How did that go? Did you have to close for a little while?
So, it's interesting because we closed for 2 months.
Wow.
And we were kind of worrying about what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But because people were bored at home and there was, I guess at the time, not a lot to do, we started to get like all these orders online.
Okay. Great.
That made it a lot easier. As a matter of fact, I was relieved when we could open because every day I would have to drive to the store to pack packages up to bring it to the post office. Our business actually went up maybe by 25% during COVID. So we really have to give thanks for that. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, because so many businesses closed in Wynwood. I drive around, it's like boarded up. The graffiti artists have really taken over all of the murals. It's an interesting little transformation that's going on there. And I wondered whether maybe the landlord of that particular retail space, because all of the shops seem to survive there, thankfully. Maybe I was like, oh, maybe they did something special for the shop owners or something.
Well, they kind of did.
They did? Okay, great. Good to know.
They gave us a break on the rent.
Fantastic.
And some businesses did not get that break.
No, they did not.
That break it can make or break you.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
The owners of Wynwood Arcade did a good thing. They gave us a little pass.
Shout out to Wynwood Arcade. Thank you for keeping, because that was salty donuts in there.
Oh yeah.
And one of our very first rooftop locations is located in that shopping center too.
Oh yeah.
We got to keep that thing going.
Of course.
So let's talk a little bit about finding that or straying away from a signature scent. I've always been kind of like a signature scent kind of girl. I always wear the one perfume. But I like kind of your perspective on it, where every scent has a different purpose and will draw out things. You were explaining different characteristics from people that you're around as well. So when you have a business meeting, you should have a particular scent. When you're going on a date, particular scent. If you're going out for a fun, airy day, different scent than daytime, nighttime, all this stuff. And it really kind of completes your outfit to have these different scents. So talk through a little bit about some of these key things that we should know.
So if you're just going to hang out with the girls, and it's something very casual, you wouldn't put on a scent that's formal. You'd put on something that's fun, playful. If you're going out at night, you would wear deeper, I guess you'd wear some ambers, you would wear something heavier, so that it could actually cut through what everyone else is wearing. Citruses is something that is light and uplifting, so you would wear that more casual, whereas the deeper scents like the ambers, the labdanums, the patchoulis, those are going to be more night out perfumes. When it comes onto your perfume, you're supposed to choose them based on how you feel. It's an extension of your personality. So if you're feeling sexy, you might put on something that makes you feel sexy. If you feel playful, you might put on something fruity. If you are having a business meeting, you wouldn't want to put on something that's fruity and playful. You want to put on a serious scent that's gonna like make the message that you're trying to bring across more believable. So you change your perfume based on where you're going, based on what you're doing, your mood,
the situation.
The old way is to have one perfume, and that is because back then people could only afford to buy one, and that trend kind of continued for a while. But for me, I choose based on my mood, and you're not going to feel the same way all the time.
So when did perfumes begin? Like the history, how far back does it go? When did people start using scents as a way to...
Oh man, that is, as from my knowledge, it goes back to the 16th century. So it goes back very far. Do you remember back in history when they had, what do you call it? So at one point in time, this was before electricity. This was before people could actually bathe on a regular basis. What they would actually do is they would take this animal, which has some musk glands, and they would actually take that musk oil, mix it with flower rose petals, and combine it to make a perfume. And they would actually use that to hide the fact that you haven't taken a shower in a week. So that's how far perfume is coming from.
Wow.
So it's not yesterday or 100 years ago or two. It's from way before.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so if you could tell us also a little bit, maybe some best practices as a business person that you have, maybe could share with the community and the viewers, because you've been successful at multiple endeavors.
So the one thing that is to me the most important is to don't worry about if you have the money or not. That's actually the last thing that you worry about. The first thing that you worry about is getting your business plan and finishing that business plan. When you have a business plan that you could possibly show someone else who is an investor, they will bring the money.
Gotcha. Use someone else's money to build your business.
Why not? But not only that, there is if there is a little secret that a lot of well-off people, let me rephrase it. There's a little secret that well-off business people use that a typical person have no idea about, and that is the CRA.
The
So-
local CRAs.
The local CRAs.
Yes.
So while, I didn't really use that for my business, I found out this maybe 2 years ago. If you have a business plan and you have a vision, and you have good follow through, you can approach a CRA with your idea, and sometimes they will fund that idea.
Right.
I think you need to have 20% of the money that you're asking for, but 80% is going to come from the CRA. So if your business is aligned with what they want for that particular area, you could get lucky.
Very good tip. So CRA people, this is a good tip. These are organizations that have been established in specific neighborhoods that work for the growth and development of the neighborhood. And they usually have some funds at their disposal, resources, guidelines, best practices. They support the local businesses and I assume the residents as well. In Miami, we have a lot of CRAs, very active CRAs in the city here.
Very true.
And one in Wynwood, I believe, too.
Yeah. I think the one in Wynwood has now been kind of exhausted because it's already built out. But, some of the other ones like the Overtown, Little Haiti, and a couple, they're still looking for young, old people, whoever, just to, fill that void.
Even the art and entertainment district, which is directly in between like downtown and Wynwood, they've got a little CRA going on. And I love those historic buildings in there. Like someone could make a super cute business ambiance out of one of those. They should. I'm looking forward to 2021. Maybe at the end of it, we'll get back out there and we'll see some of these things going on. What are some of your favorite Miami spots?
Oh man, I've been working so much that I don't really have a lot.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
There's a couple. There's a local Jamaican spot that they have on Sundays. I think it's called Rise and Toast.
Okay.
So every once in a while on a Sunday when I'm closed, I go there for 2 hours, have a drink, and then go home.
Okay, where is it? Where's this Rise and Toast?
It is very close to Red Roosters, I think it is. That
very nice.
That Black-owned restaurant in Overtown.
Yeah, which just opened?
I think it just reopened.
Yeah, see, someone told me they were like, let's go to Red Rooster. It just opened. I'm like, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
It's open. They were like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, whatever.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, well, now they have outdoor seating too.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that.
And apparently a really kickin' happy hour. Yep. So I will be checking that out this week. What are some of the differences between doing business in the United States versus in Jamaica?
That's an interesting question. I think it's very similar.
Okay.
You just have to have like follow through. So if you're going to start something, you have to have everything in place. You have to do your research. So what can actually work here can actually work back in Jamaica. There may be a couple of red tapes that you have to get around back home. It might take a little bit longer to pull permits. It's just an island thing, but the principle and the structure is pretty similar.
Okay. Any last things that we should talk about in relation to the perfume or things we should know?
Sure. Well, when it comes on to perfumes, the one thing, there's a couple things. So one is most people think that a cologne is for a man and a perfume is for a lady. That is actually untrue. So a cologne is a style of perfume.
Okay.
So like you have a cologne as a particular style, which is mostly fresh, light, and uplifting. Or gourmand is something that's sweet, almost edible in smell. So the cologne, getting back to the cologne, so cologne is more fresh and uplifting, and it is just one in a line of different styles or different genres of perfume.
Okay, interesting. I didn't
know. So perfume pretty much covers everything, and a cologne is just one of those.
Right, that's why you've been saying like John F. Kennedy's perfume.
Exactly.
Because he was actually wearing a perfume. It wasn't necessarily only for a man.
No.
And a lot of your stuff is unisex.
Yes, because when it comes to real perfumes, it's the skin. So, for example, if you put on something and I put on the same exact thing,
Right.
it will be different because I'm a man and you're a woman. So it will be more, because of your chemistry, it will smell feminine. Because of my chemistry, it will smell masculine.
Very interesting. I would love to explore and learn more about that, just because of all of the talk around, gender these days. It's a very interesting thing to kind of maybe dig into.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's something that you have to try it for yourself to really believe it. So, sometimes I see this pink bottle here.
Yeah, I love that one. That's the lychee one, right?
Yeah.
It smells great.
So this particular perfume I sprayed on myself when I went out to an event, and all my friends were like, "Man, you smell amazing. What are you wearing?" This is a pink bottle that is primarily bought by women, but it has musk and it also has patchouli. And because it has those two notes that's in it, those shine on my skin. Those are notes that works with a man chemistry very well. It will always be a fruity perfume, but it is 100% unisex.
It smells so good, guys. It's very, very tasty smelling. That's the lychee inside of it.
That's a lychee. This is closer to our gourmand perfume.
What is one of the most popular perfumes you have in your store? Did you bring that one?
I would say this one.
The presidential one.
Yeah. So this is something that, if I didn't tell you that this was from the 1930s.
It's such a fun experience to go into your store and play around and smell these things, by the way. We had a great time. Oh, wow.
So if I didn't,
clean.
Yes. So this is a very clean, fresh, uplifting perfume.
This is the leadership.
Yes. So if I didn't tell you that this was from the 1930s, 1937 to be exact, then you wouldn't really know. It's just well done. It's timeless.
It smells fantastic.
It's elegant.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Highly enjoyable.
I'm happy you liked it.
Yes. How can people get in touch with you if they have more questions? I mean, obviously they can go into your store.
Sure. They can probably reach me at OSME Perfumery on IG.
Very good.
I answer right away. So my partner, she's the one that if I don't answer, then she's right there.
Yeah.
So one of us will pretty much, be answering within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you guys are a great team. It was fantastic, fun time going into your store. I'm glad that we were able to get you on today.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking the time. And everyone go down there and check their perfume out. If you didn't get what you want for Christmas or for the holidays, maybe you just go out and get yourself a special treat.
Okay.
It's nice to smell. I actually stopped wearing deodorant during quarantine.
Okay.
For the most part. But it is always nice to smell good. So, yeah. Thank you so much to Miami Community News for sponsoring this show. And thank you, Maurice, for coming down today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for all of you guys for tuning in. Watch, like, comment, and share. And we'll be back in about a few minutes because I've got another guest. Jonathan DeCamps has come back to give us a recap of 2020 in photographs. So stick around for that.
All right.